Hello, Cherie Hanson here with a report from my unconscious mind, my dream last night. I was dreaming that I was in this big royal blue, shiny enamel paint garbage truck. And I was sitting there, not having prepared or decided to be driving this mammoth beast of a vehicle. The difficulty as I was experiencing was that the road was fairly narrow and there were other vehicles on the road. And so I was in a state of heightened alertness, not into full panic, just enough to grip the steering wheel so my knuckles are white. And I woke up afterwards and thought, what is this? What is this message that I'm getting? And the message is pretty clear when you start to speak in metaphors. You're in a vehicle that's bigger than you expected to drive, and it's frightening. You are in a life that is becoming bigger than you expected to be, and it is frightening. The whole idea of upgrading seems quite delightful. It seems just sort of sparkly and cartoon, Disney, happy talk. But it's not. It's terrifying when you're in a place where you're being called to be fully who you are meant to be. And things fit together. I found that in my life, if I kind of step back and observe what's coming in or what's happening, you start to make some sense of it. I call it the drone flight. If you can get your drone in the air and fly over, you start to get a clear vision of the village. So today I was checking out Carl Jung's shadow work because that's really coming up a lot with everyone, not just a couple of people, but everyone. When we have parts of ourselves that we are ashamed of, that we dislike, that we're trying to deny, it really causes us to trigger quickly as soon as there is any outside pressure or any outside challenge. And so I had this song going through my head. All of me, why not love all of me? And I'm going like, what is that? What if you loved all of yourself? The down and dirty, the murderous, the envious, the small-minded, the arrogant, the jealous, all of those parts of ourselves. And I thought, how can we talk about this so it becomes more clear? How the shadow work of seeing the emotions that are arising in you, seeing parts of your past that you despise and deny, the 2 Ds. I despise it, so I deny it. I'm not guilty, but I feel guilty. Why am I guilty? I'm not guilty. And so I thought, how do I get in a place when I talk to myself so that I can bring all those aspects of myself into this self, this personality that I live in? And I thought about kittens. Are you still with me? Lord help you. You need a miner's light and a flashlight and rubber gloves. All right, so let's imagine that all the aspects of yourself are kittens in a litter. It's all the same litter, same mother, in this case, same father. And as we look over the kittens, we don't say, I hate this kitten because it scratched me. I hate this kitten because it's too ugly. I don't like this kitten because it's too passive. I don't like this kitten because it's too aggressive. I don't like this kitten because it's just so clingy to its mother. I hate that clingy, desperate for love thing that's going on with that kitten. And so if we can view all the parts of ourselves that show up in our emotions as kittens. Are you with me? Are you still with me? Then we can be in a place where we are operating with greater wisdom in our life. We are welcoming home the petty, nasty, angry older sister that used to hit her brother on the head just to irritate him, because isn't that fun? Or we can embrace the teenager that felt so, so out of the group that she developed her ability to be jealous to the master level, the PhD level. I don't like them because their hair is too short. I don't like them because their hair is too long. I don't like them because they have a cowlick. I don't like them because they look too perfect. And so we practice this skill at not liking, of rejecting, of shutting out, of refusing to allow all the aspects of ourselves in. And I had a teacher once that said to me, the only way you can develop compassion is through multiple lifetimes. Because once you have experienced what it's like to be a murderous dictator, or to be an opium-addicted hooker, or to be a mindless idiot that should never be operating a car or raising a family, if you haven't experienced those aspects of the possible lives you can live on earth, how can you ever have compassion? And this comes back to the real issue. It's not, am I perfect? It's not, am I famous? It's not, am I powerful? It's not, am I getting validation from everybody around me outside? I want badges. I want applause. I want hugs. Come on, everybody. Just come in here and teach me that I'm worthy of being loved. It's a step much more mindful, and that is, you were born. You're on the earth. You are a spirit on the earth. And there are aspects of you that need to be seen, maybe mourned, get in a place where you're just mourning the anger and the rage and the sense of victimhood and all that stuff. And once we get into a place where we can see it, we can feel it, we can grieve it, then we can let it go. And we can welcome them in, because it's not like you're asking in a skunk a skunk into my house. Oh, look, a pretty furry kitten. It's all black and white. No, you can't come in. No, you can't come in. This aspect of myself is too ugly. I will not let it come into me. Well, the problem is it's already there. And how much easier is your life if you're not turning it into an impossible task? You're not putting yourself in an escape room that has no escape. There's no escape. I just have to find a way out. There's no way out. It's just you and the kittens and the skunk. It's just you and all the aspects of yourself and all the emotions that you hold in yourself. And it becomes much more peaceful when you can come to a place where you're looking at, I'm just seeing this long-haired, marmalade-colored kitten that's got a scratchy personality. You try to pet it, it's going to scratch you or bite you, and you get to a place where you just find it amusing. You're so cute. Look at you. Look at you, adorable part of myself that gets jealous at the drop of a hat. Come here. Let me tickle your tummy. Let me send you love. And when we get to a place where we release our conditioned response to aspects of imperfection, when we get to a place where we are more mindful, more loving, more spiritual, more soul-focused, we can simply open the door and let those parts of ourselves that have been kept out, locked in the basement, walled into the attic, hung from a tree out front like a wind chime or a dead thing. And we get to the place where we are so much more relaxed about life. So something comes up. And I always like to think in metaphors. This is news to you, isn't it? Yes. I think of it like when I first started bowling, I would always hook to the right and go into the alley. You don't stand there and scream at the ball and go, why are you hooking to the right? What you do is you see that you hook to the right and you adjust to it. And our job is to adjust to the fact that we may be getting in the gutter sometimes. We may be slowing down so much that the pins are just standing there looking at the ball going, are you kidding me? You haven't got enough velocity to do anything. But the idea of winning the game, the idea of being perfect, the idea of achieving a state where we deserve love is so insane. It's insane. Because it's like you're a frog and you're sitting on a lily pad and you're going, I just want to be a butterfly. Instead of being in a place where you go, yeah, I'm a frog and this is who I am and this is part of me. And when you do that, the resistance to who you are, to what has happened to you in the past, to the parts of you that you think are imperfect, drops and stops. And now, this is the fun part. This is the really exciting part. That scratchy marmalade kitten is a gift. That's part of you that's a gift. Look at that. You can defend yourself. You can set up your boundaries. That jealous part of yourself is a part of yourself that is telling you what your heart really wants. You yearn for that, don't you? and you think the other person got it and you didn't. Let's just get rid of that and look at, no, that's what I want. You're not on the other side of the glass of a restaurant watching people eat cherry pie. You're not outside. You're not a freezing victim. So our job is to observe when these negative aspects of ourselves come up, to trace it back to where does this come from? What aspect of my childhood, what aspect of not being raised by conscious people is still lingering in me, in my energy field, and just love it. Just love it. Come here, you scratchy kitten. I'm gonna make sure your paws are out of the way, and then I'm gonna pet you behind the ears. So that's our job. That's our job right now, is don't fall for the 3D world's idea that you only deserve love and acceptance and inclusion and happiness and peace if you meet criteria. So first thing you do is burn the criteria. Just burn it in a big fire. And get to a place where you observe yourself. You go, oh, there you are again. There you are, jealousy, envy. There you are, anger, competitiveness. Come here, baby. You're so adorable. So that's what came to me today. I think it's really helpful for me that I have found that practice in my life. The thing that drops away is if you accept yourself as you are, you're not in a frenetic chase mode, like the left behind dog trying to hunt down a car. It's not there anymore. You're just now, right now. There's nothing terrifying about now. Just sink down into it like it's your happy feathered nest. I am all these things, and I love all aspects of myself, and some of them just amuse the crap out of me. It's like, what? And learn to laugh at that. So thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, could you please subscribe and drive these messages up to a place where they will help people who are in a state of alarm and lower energy in this dissolving world that we're in. And I am also available to have a channeled reading. My channel is very clear. I hear what is going on with you. I see what is going on with you. And I can be someone who helps you over the land bridge with the fire under it. Because I did it. Always trust someone who's been through the flames and come out without scars. That's your best teacher. So I want to say to you, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.